Hello, devs, and welcome to this episode of POPcode Maker. Today we'll be talking about how to create a phone book app in Python. So let's get into it. Okay, so here in Replit, I have gone over the code and I'm going to explain some of the things that I've did and defined within my program. And first things first, I want to go ahead and highlight some of the features and then run the code. Okay, so the first thing I want to look at is the definition of a dictionary. So the dictionary allows me to set up key value pairs. Key value pairs meaning here I have a key, which is a name, and then separated by a colon. On the other side of the colon, I have the value of the dictionary. So this is the normal declaration that goes within the curly braces, and each entry is separated by a comma. So you have a key and a value, key and a value, key and a value. So as you can see, this phone book has name and phone number in it. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at is being able to display all of the elements in the phone book. So if you look on line 12, you'll see that there's a for loop after the heading of the client name and the phone number. And I'll change this to contact name. I think that's a better thing to do as opposed to client. We can change that and make it look better, more, instead of client, to be more general. Okay, so contact name here, and then we'll move right along in the process. It's going to print everything in the phone book, separated by a tab, and I happens to be the key within the phone book. And then phone book I is the actual value. So that's how we're accessing the phone book line by line. Now there's a couple of other methods for showing the contents of a dictionary, but this I think is the more efficient or concise way to do it. Okay, so now that we have that print portion done, we'll also define a function called getOption. And getOption allows us to get the user's input about what they want to do next. So basically this long print statement here gives us a rundown of what options are available. 1, to display, 2, to add new contact, 3, to update contact, 4, to select, delete, and 5 is to quit or exit. All right, and we'll return the input, whatever is inputted, as a selection. Okay, next we want to define a function called keyOf, and basically what this does is it finds the actual key of an entry based on the number. So we'll put in a number, which is the option, but then we want to make it correspond to a key in our phone book. So with that, we'll take and compare and see if count is equal to the integer version of option, because it comes in as a string. I know I had to mess around with that a lot because it kept giving me errors, and I realized that we're comparing count, which is a string, which is an integer, to option, which was a string, and then it was giving me a whole lot of problems. So that I had to fix. And once we do get matched up with the count and the option, then we'll return that key. Okay, so that's the key one. Once we hit it, once we get to the key that we want, then we're going to return it. And if we don't find it, then we increment count by 1 and then keep on going. Okay. All right. Let's keep on moving right along. Okay. I think I skipped down too far. So we want to go ahead and look at display keys. Display keys allows you to display the keys, and it's preceded by a number. Okay, this is just so when they want to see who's in the contact without seeing the phone numbers and all that. Here's a quick look at who's available. So a number associated with the name is given. All right, and then next we'll look at set option. What set option does is it looks to see what the option that was given, and then it will perform the indicated operation. Okay, so the menu says that 1 corresponds to display a contact, 2 corresponds with add a new contact, 3 corresponds with update a contact, 4 corresponds with delete a contact, and lastly 5 corresponds with exit. So we'll exit out the loop. Okay, so that's what those are for. So let's look and see what can we do here under set option. Well, when option is 1, it's just going to display listing. We're just going to call that display listing function. Else if the number is 2, then we want to get the name, the phone number, and then add it to the phone book and let the user know it successfully was added. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, if they choose 3, if they put in a 3, it's going to say, who do you want to update? And it'll display the keys, right? That's the number and the name combination. And option will be what the user puts in for an option, whether it be 1, 2, 3, 4, what have you. Okay, so then the option is taken in, the new phone number is taken in, and then that key for the option is found and put in the variable name current. Next, you want to update using your update method. And then you'll print updated successfully. Next, we're going to, else if when the number is 4, we're going to say, well, who do we want to delete? We'll display the keys that are available and then ask for a selection on line 52. Then we'll set the key of that option to current and pop that one off. That pop removes the current, and then we'll print out deleted successfully. Then option number 5 or selection number 5 is just to end the program. Okay. Now, I'm not sure that it ever does get a chance to say program ended, but we're going to see in just a moment because we are going to run it and test to see. If for some reason it's not either 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, then it's going to say invalid entry. That means they put in something that we don't understand or we don't care to deal with at this point. All right, so those are the definitions of the functions. And then our actual main program starting at 61 is really only like 3 lines of code. It's this while loop that's wrapped around these two statements. And the while loop is an infinite loop. So you see where it says while true? That makes it infinite loop. So true is always going to be true. So the only way to get out of this loop is with this little break statement. If number option, if that option that was requested is 5 for quit, then it's going to go ahead and break out, all right, of the loop, and you'll no longer be in it. Then we take that number option, we put it in set option, and I think that's the reason why it never says exiting the program, right? If we put this action in front of, I think we'll be on a really good spot to see that message that says program ended. So let's just do that. Okay. So action equals set option. When we set option and it says 5, it should definitely says program ended. Then it will break. And this might be a very, very quick showing, so you might not really even see that part of it either. But let's go ahead and run it and see how things go. All right, nice little display saying contacts and our little menu. And it says select 1 to display the contact, select 2 to add a new contact, select 3 to update a contact, select 4 to delete a contact, and select 5 to exit. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and select 1. And as you can see, it displays all the contacts. It's only 3. And then it goes back through the loop and it says, okay, here's your menu. What do you want to do? So we're going to select 2, and it's going to be our opportunity to put in a new value for our phone book. So I put in Wesley Sniper, and it asks for a phone number. So I'm going to put his number just like so. Successfully added. So now we can look and say, oh, wow, Wesley Sniper was added, but look at there, we forgot a digit. So we're going to go ahead and update this contact information. We'll hit 3, and Wesley Sniper is 4. And we'll put in number 555. 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 2, 3. All right. So now that we have that in there, it said updated successfully. Let's look at our list and see what happens. Oh, nice. Do you see Wesley Sniper over here? It was added. Now it's asking us for the next thing that we want to be done. And with that, we will say the next thing we want done is to delete a contact. Well, let's go ahead and make some adjustments. I want to enter a new one and put Erwin Davis. Hit enter, and then I'm going to put the number. And after I put the number, we'll hit enter. And a 1 to see all the numbers. Okay, so Erwin Davis was added in there. But we're going to remove Erwin Davis because we really don't need that one right now. So let's go ahead and delete with a selection of 4. And you see Erwin Davis is number 5. So we'll look for number 5. And after we get from number 5, exit is our next best thing. All right, program ended. Look at that. We were able to see that program ended feature because we moved that action equals set option, num option up above the if statement. Okay, so thank goodness we were able to see that. I thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. And until then, like, subscribe, and we'll be popping some more code.